Have you ever wondered why you need to focus on yourself? In a world overflowing with noise, meaningless conversations, and endless comparisons, do you dare to stop and truly listen to yourself? I challenge you to do just that. I challenge you to block out all external influences, stop worrying about what others think, and begin the journey inward. This is not the time to look outward, but to look within. It's the moment to ask yourself, what could I become if I truly devoted all my energy and focus to self-development? Imagine this. You're standing on the third step of your life's journey, but the journey has 10 steps. You've grown comfortable with the third step, perhaps even the fourth. But I challenge you to reach higher, to push yourself with every ounce of strength, and to explore the full extent of your potential. See how far you can go. Don't just live within what you think is possible. Live to discover your true limits. This won't be easy. When you're different, you'll face doubt, criticism, and even ridicule. But here's the question for you. Are you willing to trade today's comfort for tomorrow's greatest dream? This video is your answer. Don't wait. Don't let anyone hold you back. Act today and transform yourself into the most powerful version of who you can be. Number 1. Focus on self-improvement. Focusing on yourself means establishing a thoughtful and caring relationship with yourself, much like the way you do with others. It's not merely about moments of relaxation or temporary indulgence. It's a long-term commitment to prioritizing your personal needs and understanding that self-care is not selfish, it's essential. By focusing on yourself, you continuously acknowledge and address your mental, emotional, and physical needs. This commitment allows you to explore your potential, recognize your limits, and expand them to live a meaningful life. The philosophy of Stoicism emphasizes that each individual is the center of their own life. Marcus Aurelius once wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This reminds us that focusing on ourselves is the foundation for building inner strength. External factors, such as comparisons, societal pressures, or judgments, are beyond our control. However, our mind and personal growth are aspects we can and should control. Imagine standing on a vast shoreline where the waves represent distractions and comparisons. These waves can surge at any time. Opinions from social media, the success of others, or the expectations the world places on your shoulders. If you don't learn to focus on yourself, you risk being swept away and losing clarity about what truly matters. Imagine a young artist just beginning their journey in painting. Every day, they spend hours in front of the canvas, but instead of feeling inspired, they are often overwhelmed by a sense of inadequacy when scrolling through the works of famous painters. How could I ever reach this level? I'll never be as good as they are, the artist thinks, weighed down by self-doubt. This constant comparison makes them hesitate and even consider giving up at times. But one day, they decide to take a different approach. Instead of viewing others' work as a measure of their own worth, they begin to focus on their own journey. The artist starts asking themselves, "How can I paint better than I did yesterday?" They spend time learning how to blend colors to create depth, experimenting with new brush techniques, and even painting the same subject repeatedly to explore their progress. Rather than seeking validation from others, they gradually discover the pure joy of creating. Each painting becomes a step forward, a reminder that the process is what truly matters. Over time, the artist not only improves their skills, but also uncovers their personal style, something that could never have been achieved if they had remained trapped in constant comparison. By focusing on themselves, the artist unlocks the door to becoming their most authentic and unique version. Ask yourself, when was the last time you sat down and listened to your own thoughts without distractions? Are you living a life based on others' standards, or are you building your own path? What makes you feel proud and happy when you reflect on today? These questions are not just reminders. They are tools to help you realign your mind with your personal trajectory. Focusing on yourself doesn't just mean steering clear of distractions. It's also about dedicating time and energy to developing your inner potential. This is not an easy journey. It requires perseverance, courage, and commitment. But every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to becoming the best version of yourself. For example, consider someone who loves cooking but has never learned to prepare complex dishes. Instead of just focusing on enjoying the finished product, they decide to learn step by step, from selecting ingredients and using spices to combining flavors. Initially, they face many failures, such as burnt dishes or unbalanced flavors. However, through perseverance, they not only become a better cook, but also discover the joy of creating something unique with their own hands. Exploring and overcoming personal limits is an essential part of self-improvement. In Stoic philosophy, this is likened to training a muscle. Growth does not occur without accepting difficulties and challenges. A practical illustration is learning a new skill. Consider learning a new language. The first days are tough. You don't understand grammar, can't pronounce words correctly, and feel like a failure. But with determination, day by day, you begin to master vocabulary, understand sentence structures, and eventually communicate with confidence. This journey not only helps you expand your personal boundaries, but also brings a profound sense of accomplishment. Focusing on yourself is a beautiful yet challenging journey. When you start prioritizing yourself and striving for growth, you will face criticism and doubt, both from others and from within yourself. How do you remain steadfast in the face of these external and internal voices? How do you continue moving forward without being shaken by pressure and skepticism? Let's explore this further in the next section, where we will delve into how to confront and overcome mental obstacles to achieve true freedom. Number 2, overcoming criticism and doubt. Do you often find yourself criticizing, judging, and doubting yourself more than you'd like? Do you struggle with taking on new tasks and pursuing what you truly desire? Are you tired of feeling small, hesitant, and undeserving? If these challenges are holding you back, remember this: you are not alone. Fear and self-doubt are unwelcome companions on the journey toward your goals, especially when those goals deviate from the conventional paths others follow. But if you're ready to let go of the negative perspectives that are holding you back, let Stoic philosophy guide you toward confidence and inner strength. When you begin pursuing something extraordinary, the first thing you need to accept is this: criticism and doubt are inevitable. Uncommon goals often confuse or even unsettle others. Why? Because your differences remind them of the limits of their own thinking. Sometimes, the criticism doesn't stem from genuine concern or honest advice, but rather from their insecurities when they see you daring to do what they won't. Are you a sports enthusiast? Imagine deciding to participate in a marathon, even though you've never been a fan of running. Around you, people start asking questions. Can you handle it? Are you sure? Isn't it a waste of time? These questions not only shake your confidence, but also stir up invisible fears within you. But here's the pivotal moment. Will you stop, or will you use these doubts as fuel to move forward? Stoic philosophy advises that while we cannot control the actions or thoughts of others, we can entirely control our reactions. Consider criticism as a test of mental strength. Instead of letting doubts discourage you, transform them into motivation. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means challenges, opposition, or doubts are not barriers but opportunities to grow stronger. Andrea, a 45-year-old woman with a gentle smile but eyes full of determination, surprised everyone around her when she announced her desire to learn to play the violin. Immediately, mocking comments followed. "You're 45 and want to learn an instrument? It's too late. Don't make a fool of yourself." Instead of responding or trying to explain her reasons, Andrea chose silence. She understood that not everyone could see dreams from her perspective. Day by day, in her small room, Andrea diligently spent hours learning how to hold the bow and produce her first notes. At times, the music didn't flow perfectly, but she wasn't discouraged. She knew that each effort brought her closer to her goal. Those who mocked her occasionally heard faint strains of music, but no one believed she would accomplish anything significant. A year later, at a community concert, Andrea stepped onto the stage with her violin. As she began to play, the room fell silent, as if holding its breath. The music she produced was full of emotion, captivating the audience, including those who had once ridiculed her. When she finished her piece, thunderous applause erupted. The skeptical eyes from before now gleamed with admiration. Andrea didn't just answer with her music. She proved that silence, paired with persistent action, can be more powerful than any justification. Her journey demonstrated that it's never too late to start, and that results speak louder than words. Indeed, when faced with doubt, it's crucial not to let it become the voice inside you. Ask yourself, are these words really true? Do they reflect who I am? Or are they just someone else's opinion? This is a key Stoic technique, refusing to let emotions cloud your judgment. If you feel incapable of taking on a new role in the basketball team, reflect, I may not be the best yet, but am I practicing and improving every day? Focusing on what you can control, like effort, learning, and discipline, will help you overcome self-doubt. Skeptics and negative opinions will always exist, but you don't need to let them dictate your actions. Instead, focus on yourself. Seneca once said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Remember, you don't need anyone's approval to pursue your goals. A simple yet effective way to practice this is to take time each day to remind yourself why you started. Write down your goals, why you want to achieve them, and how they will help you become a better version of yourself. When you focus on your vision, the noise from those around you will gradually fade away. Your life is yours. What you do today will shape your future, not what others think or say. Ask yourself, if I don't act now, will I regret it later? Dare to face criticism and doubt, as they are not obstacles but catalysts for your growth. If you've ever overcome criticism or doubt to achieve something meaningful, share your story in the comments. You might inspire others and prove that when we focus on ourselves, nothing is impossible. Through this message, you not only understand that skepticism and negativity are natural, but you also learn how to overcome them to reach greater heights. Remember, it's you who decides who you become, not the voices of the crowd. Number 3. belief and perseverance. The persistence of belief refers to the tendency to maintain one's beliefs even when faced with evidence that contradicts them. This tendency can be observed across all types of beliefs, including beliefs about oneself, others, and how the world operates, encompassing prejudices, stereotypes, and, notably, belief in oneself. One of the most crucial foundations for building success is self-belief. When you believe that you can overcome challenges, this belief becomes a powerful driving force that propels you to act. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, once emphasized, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Belief in oneself is not merely a positive attitude, but also a conscious decision to embrace one's capabilities, regardless of circumstances. However, such a belief doesn't arise naturally. It must be nurtured through positive experiences and introspection. Imagine this situation. You believe that your colleague, John, is incompetent because of a mistake he made on a project a few years ago. Despite the fact that John has since consistently demonstrated his exceptional abilities by successfully managing complex projects, you still hold on to your initial belief. This not only does John an injustice, but also prevents you from recognizing his true value. The same applies to you. Suppose you always believe that you are terrible at public speaking because of a bad experience in high school. Even though you have successfully delivered many presentations and received recognition and positive feedback, you still cling to that negative belief. This is when persistence in a belief becomes a barrier rather than a motivation. Instead of accepting the fact that you have grown and improved, you allow outdated thoughts to hold back your confidence. An essential part of maintaining self-belief is avoiding a negative mindset. Philosophy suggests that focusing on what is within our control can change the way we perceive life. When you let negative thoughts dominate, you automatically limit your abilities and reject opportunities for growth. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges, but rather shifting your perspective to see failures as stepping stones to success. For example, imagine you participated in an important interview, but the outcome was not as you hoped. You tell yourself, "This proves I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed." Such thoughts become chains, imprisoning your mind in self-doubt and fear. The result: you shy away from new opportunities, refusing to take risks for fear of experiencing failure again. But try viewing the situation from another perspective. That failure, though painful, is a valuable lesson. It highlights areas you need to improve. Maybe you need to prepare more thoroughly, sharpen your communication skills, or gain deeper knowledge about your field. With this approach, failure is no longer an endpoint, but a stepping stone toward success. You'll realize that other doors of opportunity are always waiting, as long as you have the courage to keep moving forward. A positive mindset and belief in yourself are the keys to breaking free from the prison of negative thinking. A liberated mind, unshackled by fear, will always find solutions, even in the most challenging situations. Remember, failure is just one chapter, not the entire story of your life. One of the most valuable lessons of Stoic philosophy is the acceptance of failure as an indispensable part of life. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." View each failure as an opportunity to grow. This requires restructuring your beliefs about failure. Instead of seeing it as a stopping point, consider it a stepping stone. Returning to the example of John, suppose he finally decides to change his perspective about you and begins to recognize your success fairly. This not only improves the relationship between you and your colleague, but also expands the potential for effective collaboration. Similarly, when you challenge your own negative beliefs, such as thinking you're not good at public speaking, you'll realize that what you once perceived as limitations are merely figments of imagination. The power of steadfast beliefs lies in the fact that they can be transformed when we embrace new realities and view ourselves more objectively. This is not about abandoning beliefs, but adjusting them to align with the truth. An effective way to cultivate belief and perseverance is by using the technique of inner dialogue. Ask yourself, why do I believe in this? Or, what evidence suggests my belief is wrong? These questions force you to confront the truth and help you restructure your thoughts. This not only brings clarity, but also enables you to build self-confidence based on reality rather than preconceived notions. The perseverance of belief is a double-edged sword. If used correctly, it can become a powerful motivator to overcome challenges and achieve success. However, if misused, it can turn into a barrier, trapping you in negative thinking and causing you to miss opportunities for growth. Learn to balance perseverance with flexibility. Believing in yourself is important, but even more crucial is knowing when to adjust your beliefs to align with reality. Do not let biases, whether about yourself or others, prevent you from seeing the truth and realizing your potential. Believe, act, and persist not with blind faith, but with wisdom and courage. Only when you focus on yourself and push beyond your limits can you achieve great accomplishments and live a meaningful life, true to the spirit of Stoic philosophy. Number 4. Living fully and fearlessly. When I wake up in the morning before the busyness of the new day begins, I think about my life. I ask myself if I am living with purpose. The truth is, if my life were to end today and I were asked if I had any regrets, I would say yes. I know that I have lived with fears that have held me back from stepping into the life I desire. I know that fear has been keeping me captive. The journey to overcome fear is not an easy one, but it is the only path to true freedom. To live fully and fearlessly, we must learn to embrace risks, explore our limits, and open ourselves to new experiences. This does not mean recklessness, but rather living with the courage to confront ourselves, our fears, and the limits we have set for ourselves. Miranda, a friend of mine who once faced cancer, learned the greatest lesson of her life when standing on the brink of death. As she battled cancer, she realized that life is not just about surviving, but truly living. In her weakest moments, Miranda understood that unconditional self-love is not a luxury, but an essential element of healing and survival. In fact, learning to love and accept herself helped her overcome the illness and return from the edge. Miranda shared with me, "Love yourself as if your life depends on it, because it truly does." Not everyone understands the profound meaning of this statement until they look back on their lives. Reflecting on the times they put themselves second, sacrificed their dreams and happiness for others' expectations, or lived within self-imposed barriers out of fear of failure. Cancer taught Miranda one essential lesson. Her purpose in life is to be herself and to express herself fearlessly. But to achieve that, Miranda realized she first needed to learn how to love herself. By loving herself, she no longer felt the need to change who she was, to please others. Miranda began to live fully, and this led her to true freedom. If you are like Miranda, you may also understand that knowing the importance of self-love in theory is one thing, but practicing it is entirely another. The society we live in doesn't always encourage, and sometimes even discourages the idea of self-love. We are taught that loving ourselves can be seen as selfish and that prioritizing ourselves is wrong. This leaves many people living without truly understanding their own worth and constantly seeking validation from external sources. But what would happen if we changed? If we began to live without fear and learn to love ourselves unconditionally, we would witness a profound transformation. Life would become more vibrant, and unexpected opportunities would unfold before us. We would dare to step out of our comfort zones, challenge ourselves, and embrace risks to achieve extraordinary things. Think about this. When do you feel most alive? Is it when you take risks and step beyond your boundaries? It is the challenges and new experiences that bring excitement and inspire us to move forward. Success holds no meaning without challenges, and joy is incomplete without the effort required to achieve it. To live without fear, you need the courage to pursue a life you truly love. Don't just live for responsibilities or for what others expect of you. Live in a way that allows you to hold your head high and take pride in the path you've chosen. When you dare to embrace risks and challenges, you'll realize that life isn't about waiting for calm seas, but about learning how to surf the waves. However, living fearlessly isn't simply about overcoming external obstacles. It's also about conquering yourself, overcoming your deepest fears, self-doubt, and the procrastination that stems from the fear of failure. True courage comes from accepting that failure is part of the journey and that no road to success is without its challenges. When I reflect on my journey, I can't help but feel grateful for the lessons life has taught me. I've learned to live without fear, but more importantly, I've learned to live with purpose. It's not just about becoming the best version of myself, but also about leaving a mark, inspiring others, and helping them realize they too can live a meaningful life. And here is where we step into the next title: purpose and dedication. If you've ever wondered what makes life truly worthwhile, the answer lies here in your commitment to your own goals and sense of meaning. Dare to live, dare to love, and dare to be yourself, because only when you truly connect with your life's purpose can you fully live a fulfilling life. Join me in exploring this final segment, where we will delve into building dedication and meaning in life. This is not just a destination, but a journey to create a life you can be proud of. Number 5. Purpose and dedication. Have you ever wondered what truly matters most in your life? Is it the applause of others or the dreams quietly sleeping in your heart? This is not an easy question to answer, but it is the question you must face if you want to live a meaningful life. Imagine yourself standing on the peak of a tall mountain, with a misty path ahead leading to the things you've always longed for. Within you, a small flame flickers. It is your dream, a unique goal that only you possess. Yet instead of moving forward, you sit down, looking around, waiting to hear what others think about your dream. This is the tragedy many people face in life. Life does not demand that you compete with anyone else. It asks you to focus on yourself, on your dreams, and your purpose. Everyone has their own journey, and focus is the compass that guides you in the right direction. Ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? What am I willing to trade my time, effort, and even failures to achieve? Imagine someone who wants to improve their health and decides to walk for 30 minutes every day, no matter the weather. At first, everything seems easy. During the first week, the sky is clear, the air is cool, and walking feels like a relaxing stroll. But then, challenges start to emerge. One day, the sky turns grey, and rain begins to pour. The cold wind makes them hesitate at the door, wondering, should I wait for the rain to stop? But then they remember why they started. With a thin raincoat and soaked shoes, they step outside, each step becoming a silent declaration. I will not give up. The second week arrives, and work becomes overwhelming, making time a scarce resource. Meetings drag on and schedules pile up, turning the daily walk into a test of time management. They are just 30 short minutes late at night. Instead of sitting down to rest, they get up and walk, making every minute count toward their goal. Then comes a muscle ache after a session, making each step harder to take. People around them say, just walking won't do much. Take a break. But they don't care about criticism or doubts. They don't let pain or fatigue defeat them. Day by day, whether it's raining or sunny, whether their body feels tired or time feels tight, they keep walking. With every step, they not only get closer to their health goals, but also build a stronger, more resilient spirit, the most valuable quality of someone who refuses to quit. Over time, those small steps lead to significant change, not because they possess any extraordinary talent, but because they stay persistent in pursuing their dream. This reveals an important lesson. Consistency and steadfast action are the keys to any lasting achievement. Have you noticed that anything worthwhile demands unwavering commitment? Successful people aren't always the smartest or the luckiest. They are the ones who know what they want and take consistent action to achieve it. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that life is not entirely within your control, but what you can do is maintain habits and focus. This is not just a philosophical theory, it's a practical way of living. Let's go back to the example of a pedestrian. Each day, as they walk, they not only improve their health, but also build self-confidence. It is the consistency and small daily actions that gradually transform them into a stronger individual. No matter what challenges arise, they have learned how to keep going. And you can do the same. Do you remember the last time you gave up on something? Perhaps you tried to learn a new skill but stopped because it felt too difficult. Or maybe you embarked on a journey of self-transformation but quit because you didn't see immediate results. This isn't a failure because you weren't good enough. It's a failure because you gave up. Look at the reality. There is no path to success without difficulties. But if you persist, you always have a chance to succeed. On the other hand, giving up is the only decision that ends that opportunity. Stoic philosophy teaches that when facing difficulties, you should ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is yes, take action. If the answer is no, let it go. But never abandon your dreams simply because of fear or impatience. Look at a small stream flowing down a mountain. It never stops, even when it has to navigate around large rocks or plunge from dizzying heights. Each tiny drop of water, persisting over time, can eventually carve out a grand canyon. This is the clearest illustration of the power of consistency and commitment. Your life is like that stream. If you focus on your dreams and act relentlessly, you will achieve what once seemed impossible. However, if you let others' opinions hinder you or allow self-doubt to sap your spirit, you will remain stuck forever. So, how can you stay focused on your goals? The first step is to set a clear goal. Don't let your dream be just a vague idea. Turn it into a specific plan with small steps to implement. Step 2. Take action every day. It doesn't matter how far you get, just keep moving. Third step. Ignore distractions. Your attention is your most valuable resource. Protect it from unimportant things. Final step, control your thoughts. As Stoic philosophy teaches, you cannot control circumstances, but you can control how you react. Life is a journey, and you are the only one who has the right to decide its direction. When you focus on yourself, your goals, and your dreams, you will discover a strength you never thought you possessed. Remember, consistency and small daily actions will lead you to great achievements. No matter how challenging it gets, as long as you don't give up, you have never truly failed. So, are you ready to focus on yourself? Your dreams are waiting for you to take action. Start today. We have explored a powerful message from Stoic philosophy. Focus on yourself. In this noisy world, taking the time to understand yourself, build inner confidence, and let go of factors beyond your control is an essential journey. While we cannot change everything around us, we always have a choice in how we respond, how we live, and how we grow. Remember, silence, calmness, and focusing on your core values are not just strengths, but also forms of freedom. This is how you take charge of your life, walk confidently, and remain unshaken by others' opinions. Do not let anyone or any situation control your mood, goals, or energy. Stay steadfast in your journey of self-improvement and concentrate on what truly matters. By doing this every day, you will gradually notice positive changes taking shape. After watching this video, how do you feel about its content? Please select the response that best reflects your opinion. 1. Strongly disagree. 2. Disagree. 3. Neutral. 4. Agree. 5. Strongly agree. If you found this video helpful, please like it to spread the message. Don't forget to share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any future inspirational videos. Turn on notifications to stay updated with the latest content. Thank you, and see you in the next videos.